Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the talking points from social media. We're going to start with the WWE folder. Here is Kofi. He said this punk-ass kid should have been yeeted out of the building. Never touch me, says Kofi Kingston. So there we go. Look, the kid was having absolutely none of that. He was pushing Kofi's arm out of the way. That from Raw. Here, TKO president Mark Shapiro has hinted at cutting down on house shows even more in the future, which is kind of shocking because they've already cut back on house shows a lot. And now they're going to go back even further. I think the truth is that house shows have never been that profitable. I think they were back in the day. They were the big money driver. But really, it's all about the TV money now. We had a really interesting look at WWE's finances in a recent Unseen. And we saw how much they made from ticket sales and how much they were making from merch. Ticket sales are obviously very good. Bulk of that money, though, is coming from the premium live events, not from the house shows. So, yeah, it looks like they're looking to cut back even more, which I think is a real shame. Because, honestly, the amount it costs to go to a Raw or a SmackDown or a PLE is really high. Like, really, it's only affordable for some families to go to house shows. So I think that's disappointing, honestly. Larry, thank you. Larry, again, thank you. TNA announcing that we're going to be seeing the Nemeths, Joe Hendry, Moose. They're all expected to be taking part at Triplemania. I've said it before. I'll say it again. We are doing a watch-along for that show. That Triplemania, AAA Triplemania show, I still don't know where you find it. I would imagine WWE are going to make it very obvious as to where you can watch this. But, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That is AAA's WrestleMania. There's going to be NXT stars there, WWE stars there, TNA stars there, AAA stars there. It's going to be big. That's on June 15th. Right, John Cena was asked what it's like to be WWE Champion. He said, I think the emotion will set in when it's all over. This is a really interesting insight. So, OTC, thank you.
So, thank you so much. Thank you. My back hurts, my arms hurt, my body's hurt, so it's painful. I think the emotion will set in when it's all over in December. But thank you very much for asking. I appreciate it.
So there we go. He is just got asked what's it like to be WWE Champion. He said, like, everything hurts, but the emotion of it all he thinks will settle in, like, in December time. Very well-spoken, isn't he? I mean, obviously, he's not the evil person he's portraying on WWE. He is that nice person that's done all of those Make-A-Wishes, a record number of Make-A-Wishes. But it's still a bit jarring to see him kind of talking this way when he's been like that. That's how he's been on WWE, and that's how he is in real life. So there we go. Breaking, John Cena is advertised for the Raw after Money in the Bank on June 9th. So OTC, thank you. Okay, Mitchell, shout out to you. The CW president, so that's the channel that NXT is shown on in America, Brad Schwartz, has described NXT as an absolute game changer for both the network and WWE, saying that the two sides are constantly in communication about new ways to expand their relationship. It's been an absolute game changer for the CW, and I think it's been a game changer for WWE. This last quarter that just ended was the highest rated NXT quarter in 5 years. It's up 19% year over year. So there we go. NXT doing really, really well at the moment. And yeah, long may that continue. We just watched it tonight. Really enjoyed it once again. Not the best episodes of NXT, but more than acceptable. Brady, shout out to you. TKO President Mark Shapiro says, there is a tremendous upside with ticket pricing. WWE has a tremendous upside in global partnerships. A tremendous upside that we're already realizing on ticket pricing. A tremendous upside in site fees, dynamic pricing, yield management, all areas we're really focusing on pushing in on as it relates to live events. And as you see from our first quarter, our margins significantly expanded as it relates to WWE live events. It's an amazing place to be. Now, obviously, that's frustrating because he is basically bragging about how high the ticket prices are, how much money they're generating. I want WWE to be successful, but this is the side of it that really sucks, isn't it? You want them to be successful because none of us want WWE going out of business, but it doesn't feel very comfortable hearing them brag about how high the ticket prices are and stuff like that. Like, really, this is for the shareholders, you know? So, I don't know. It's, again, the dark side of the business. But it is business, and we have to remember that. Right, so Booker T spoke about Triple H and The Rock. He says 2 alphas are bound to butt heads. Now, I got excited about this because I was like, oh, what does he know? But he's very clear he doesn't know anything. But he's basically saying I would not be surprised. They're both alphas, and it wouldn't shock me if they're butting heads. But he made it very clear he hasn't heard anything. And actually, Kevin Nash has come out and said there is no drama. He says that The Rock is off doing Hollywood stuff, like he's just not around. And I do believe that's true, actually. I think 99% of the time The Rock's not around. I think it's only when it's time for him to come in and do something, or Ari Emanuel gives him a call, I need a hand. Can you give me something? Can you be at Elimination Chamber? I think that's when The Rock comes in. And then I think it's a problem. But outside of that, I don't think there's an issue. So, yeah, it's one of those situations, 2 alphas butting heads. And, they were both coming through on a similar level, and now it's a bit weird, isn't it? That, like, Triple H is head of creative, The Rock's on the boards. It's all a little bit weird. So, yeah, but Booker hasn't heard anything. He's just saying I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, let's go into the NXT folder. Johnny, shout out to you. This is interesting. So here we've got Myles Borne, the man of the moment. And I don't know what this is, but he appears to be at some sort of function with Stephanie. So this has prompted a lot of talk that these two could be an item. I mean, it certainly looks that way. Maybe they're just good friends, but no such thing exists. There is no such thing as good friends between men and women. If a man and a woman are together, they're in a relationship. It's as simple as that. So there we go. They are clearly banging. So here's all these boomers. Loads of people I don't know, but I do know these two. And so in my mind, banging. So there we go. For all of you out there that enjoy your gossip. Yeah. Paxley said, I'm alone again. She did really have a freak out moment here, didn't she? I don't know how I felt about this. I think it's right that her character would react this way, but to sort of present it as her friends have left her, do you know what I mean? Part of me, I didn't really like that bit because they didn't. They got released. They didn't want to go. Shotzi didn't want to go. Gigi didn't want to go, but they got released. But like on TV, it's been presented as her friends have left her. You can't trust anyone. They always leave you. And I'm like, I'm not too keen. I'm not like totally down on it, but like, but there we go. Anyway, she's alone and she's freaking out. But here was Wendy Chu. Wendy Chu responding, free hugs. So that's good. Maybe she's not completely alone. So Wrestle Night, thank you. Here, Carl, thank you. So just pointing out there, look, you can see Julia's locker. Gone. So the locker got cleaned. She's gone for real. So there we go. Her locker. I mean, I think people know that she's up now on the main roster. But yeah, that's it. Her locker card has gone. Same with Roxanne's. There was Roxanne's. Theirs was Giulia. And they've both now been removed. I promise there is more to this picture. It's just that you have to click on it to see the rest of it. But honestly, I think this is probably cropped perfectly. But let's have a look, shall we? Should we see what we're missing out on? Right, there we go. So here we go. I don't need to explain this. Do I? sometimes I do feel the need to explain things, like really go into detail. This is not one of those occasions. So there we go. You're welcome. So there we go. That was a little meme. Just announced next week, NXT is going to feature a Joe Hendry concert and a Trick Williams rap performance. I am really worried about this because Trick Williams is brilliant. He's got a good aura, good connection with the crowd. He's cool. His music's cool. He comes across as cool. His promos are cool. And now he's going to do a rap performance. Do you know who else did rap? Hit Row. And they sucked. So, like, the margin for success here, I would say, is very, very slim. Like, there is a greater chance this fails than succeeds. And I don't want this to fail. So, they've either heard him and they've gone, oh my God, we've got to get that onto TV. That is amazing. But I don't know who's making that judgment. What, Shawn Michaels? Because I don't trust that Shawn Michaels knows good rap music, right? So I don't know. I'm really worried about it. I know what to get from a Joe Hendry concert. We've seen those before. But that Trick Williams rap one, I hope it's not going to turn into Hit Row. I hope it's not going to ruin his aura. We'll find out next week. Sean Legacy is also on next week. We've got a triple threat. Javon, Sean Legacy from Evolve, and Ashanti. And apparently, the winner is going to get set up with a shot with Ricky Saints. At least that's what was being teased. Battleground, it's been announced we got Tony against Stacks. Hope Riz is okay. Never found out the answer to that. Basically, Stacks found the safe house. And Tony went round. It's a really good story, actually, and that is going to be really fun. Those two have been together for so long. Like, that should be really... That's a match I want to see. That should be really good. Zayna Sterling and Tyra May Steele will fight on Sunday for the right to be on NXT. So both of these girls coming through LFG. And actually, I don't have the picture... But Myles Borne started NXT by talking into an LFG microphone. It had LFG graphics on. It's not a biggie. But they did kind of switch it mid-segment. It was all LFG. And then about halfway through, he was holding an NXT microphone. So I think when the camera must have cut and gone to Ethan Page, they must have swapped the microphones over because he was using an LFG microphone instead. But talking of LFG, it looks like these two are the finalists. This was on NXT, Undertaker, Bully Ray, and so they're going to be competing on Sunday, and the winner will get, I think, an NXT contract. So we'll be seeing a lot more of one of these, but probably both of these very, very soon. Wes Lee's selling is hilarious. Let's have a little look at Wes Lee's selling. Bop, 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 bop. It is like something out of a silent movie, isn't it? From the 1930s. Charlie Chaplin pretending to be a wrestler or something like that. Buster Keaton. Blop, blop, blop. Out he goes. Lovely. And they've got a new name, the High Rise, which I really like. I think it's really good. The High Rise. I don't even mind the graphics, or I think there's something to dig into with that. I like the High Rise. I think it's a really good name. And the chant at the start, Myles can't hear you. Myles can't hear you. And then Ethan turned around to Myles and he was like, let me go slow so that you can read my lips. You can't beat Ober. And then the crowd chanted, neither can you. Neither can you. There was some really good chants at the start of the show, actually. So NXT, a lot of fun. Mitchell, thank you. Let me know the High Rise was on the way, but we didn't realize it was going to drop on tonight's episode of NXT. Next, we've got this from Larry. So here we can see that there's new Alexa Bliss merch. And this is really confusing because on the jumper, it's got X and a 1, which is 11, XXV, which is 25. So I've seen Wrestle Night and quite a few people saying that this is 1125, which it absolutely could be. There is a Bray promo from the 25th of November back in 2022. I don't know that it connects to that. There's not really an Alexa type moment there. There's a Uncle Howdy Bray Wyatt little promo exchange. But honestly, I think we'd had quite a few of those. So I don't know why it would be pointing to that one in particular. So I don't know. I'm a bit confused. And to make it extra confusing, on the jacket, it seems like it's the same, but there's an extra 1 at the end, which would take us to like 26. It would be like 11:26. And I think even more confusing than that, I think Hendrix, which is Alexa's child, was born on the 27th of November. So we've got one that looks like it says 25, one that says 26, and then Hendrix was on the 27th. I really don't know. I don't quite know what the connection is. This is one of the things, one of the promos. Cat misses the Wyatt 6. We're trying to figure out what it is. Bray Wyatt claims he did not attack LA Knight, and that was on November 25th, but I don't feel like that's strong enough, personally, to be the answer. And here, look, if you look at the jacket, you can see after the V, there's what looks to be an extra line there. There is another line that starts, but it doesn't complete. It only ends about here. So I don't know. Why does this one have an extra line on it compared to the other one down here, which does not? This one does not have that extra line. The numerals are different on that to the other one. And there's a real summit there for you to get your teeth into and have a little look into. So there we go. That's everything I know about that. But some new Alexa merch drop-in, which I know will grab people's attention. Right, we've got this from Kenny Omega. He says, we're heading down a path where a few years from now, the main event of WrestleMania is going to be Logan Paul versus Mr. Beast. Now, I want him to preach this. I want him to shout this from the rooftops because I've got hope that wrestling fans will hear that and recoil in horror, right? Maybe I'm putting a bit too much faith in wrestling fans. There's a lot of young wrestling fans that might like that match. But I'm hoping the older wrestling fans will obviously not want to go down that road. And I can't actually tell if Kenny is on board with that idea or not. I don't think he is. But it's kind of a bit confusing at the end. But I still want this to be shouted about. Because to be honest, I've got faith in wrestling fans that they will obviously look at this and think, no, we can't allow wrestling to go there, right? He said, I don't know if I've said it publicly or not, but I think we're headed on a path where a couple of WrestleManias down the road, the main event is going to be Logan Paul versus Mr. Beast. It's up to us if we want to keep going down that path, isn't it? And it's like, what's the wrestling acumen? How many miles have they put into it? I mean, it's true, isn't it? I mean, shortcuts, that's what's so annoying. Logan comes in, works the match against the wrestler. The wrestler has to do the bulk of the work. Logan does a couple of spots to make him look good. And thank you very much. I get my viral moments. I'm on to my next match. And then it gets to the point where Logan now is getting world title opportunities. Do you know what I mean? World title opportunities that are the wrestlers that have put Logan over are not getting. And so it's kind of mind-blowing. It really is mind-blowing. And so, but this is where it's a bit confusing because Kenny says, does it matter? It's like, does it matter? It does matter. This is the process of evolution. I don't get this bit. This is the process of evolution. I feel like he's saying that the business is evolving. It's moving forward. The path that we're on is going to lead to that. My counter to this is we do not have to be on that path. We can change paths. We can make it very clear we do not want that. That is not the future that we want. So, a glimpse, a horrific glimpse into the future. So something to think about, something to have nightmares about. John Cena said he's not surprised by the fan reaction to him saying that he still loves Vince, which, you know, he did. And I think it's a very difficult situation for him. Some people have got the ability to just completely walk away. Some people wouldn't have. And I don't really blame John, to be honest. But he says that he wasn't surprised by those that were struggling with him having that opinion. Carl, shout out to you. Just noticed that Iyo has got new side plates. So there you can see the old side plate. And here, I believe, is the new side plates. So that's the updated side plate. So a new side plate for Iyo there. And then the final thing we got in the other folder, Jake the Snake undergoes a heart procedure. So wishing him all the very best. I think it was like all arranged and everything. It's not out the blue. But yeah, he's undergone like a heart procedure. Let's have a look at Fun. I think Cole got confused between Rhea and Roxanne because of the same gear. Let's check this out.
Hook of the leg. Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne Perez. It's Rhea Ripley, mate. So there we go. I mean, listen, those kind of mistakes happen. It's fine. But, lol. Raymond, shout out to you. So here, look, we've got a reply from Ariana Grace. Congratulations, bud. Very cool. TJF showing off a signed Sabu piece of art, which is very, very nice. Here we've got Wrestling Junkie, who managed to get a Stephanie like on one of their posts as well. So congratulations. Very good. Let's go. Thanks. And let's get out of here. So Tommy D, Claire Webb, Jace, Chris, MLW Flash, OTC, Pray News Sports, Sweet Chin Wrestling, Wrestling's Biggest Fan, Edward, Armando, Big Bam, Robin, Jazz, Bradley, Jimmy, Jang Tae-sang, Huddle Talk, Chris, Wrestling's Biggest Fan, Larry, Raymond, CM Chunk, and Cenobite. Thank you, my friends. Really appreciate the support as always. Hope you enjoyed today's episode of Unseen, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.